This is Andy Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by Abraham Nova over Zoom. Abraham, how are you? How's life?
I'm doing good. Excited to be here. Life is great. How's everything with yourself?
Everything's all good. I appreciate you giving up some time today. Obviously, you're only a few weeks away now. Not even a few weeks, a couple of weeks away now from your own fight. How's this camp gone? How have preparations been?
Well, camp been great. Preparation's been great. I had an amazing training camp. I had more than 14 weeks in training, getting ready, getting back. So I'm excited and I'm ready to go.
Abraham, talk to me about working throughout the pandemic. You fought once during it back last June. So how have you found trying to keep motivated, keep pushing yourself throughout these past 18 months?
Well, yeah, I fought once in a pandemic. I was supposed to fight again, but I don't know if you heard, but I caught an injury. I tear my Achilles tendon. So that's what kept me out. But now I'm back healed, I'm focused, and I'm ready to shine under them bright lights.
I mean, on the Achilles tendon front, how has the recovery gone from that? Was you kind of concerned when you started training for it all, or is it all perfect now?
Yeah, I was, in a way, I wasn't concerned, but I was a bit, because an Achilles injury is a big injury. A lot of people were saying my career was over, that I was done, that it was over. So it was a lot of negative response. But I had one of the best doctors work on it. I had two doctors work on it. I had Dr. Zimmerman and Dr. Edgar Balinas who worked on it. So thanks to them, I was able to, get back on my feet in 4 months, and that's why, on this fight, I'm coming out with a saying, it's not over till it's Nova. And saying it's not over till it's over, it's not over till it's Nova, because a lot of people thought it was done. I was done. But now that you see, I'm back on ESPN Plus on August 14th, and I'm ready to dethrone and take what's mine.
Abraham, you're back on August 14th, as you mentioned. Talk to me about your fight. Talk to me about your opponent and what do you know about him?
So I'm fighting an 8-rounder. I'm fighting a Filipino fighter. He's very aggressive. He comes to win. He's never been knocked out, and he's tough. He fought a couple 12-rounders before. He won a title before. He's tough. His name is Richard Pumpkin, something like that. Pumimsi. He's a tough fighter, and I know I'm gonna make a statement that night and be the first to stop him.
So is this the perfect fight for you then, to face somebody who will come forwards and will look to win himself?
Yeah. Any style coming at me, I'm amazing with. If you're a boxer, I'll go and get you. If you an aggressive fighter who comes, I'm gonna I'll counter punch you. So whichever style he brings, I'm ready. I feel like I have all the gifts all around the ring, and whatever he comes with that night, I'll be able to adapt and come out victorious.
You mentioned in your answer before this one, you're going to be looking to get that stoppage, be the first man to do so against him. Do you feel it's important to make a statement, to tell everybody in the division you're back and you're coming for the titles?
Yes, especially at 126 division, I want to make a statement that, I'm going down. And now that I'm just going down, a lot of people think I'm going to be weaker. I want to show them that I still have my strength. I'm actually even stronger at 126, and I'm not here to play games, and I'm here to collect them titles.
I want to touch on that, Abraham, as we have a brief chat off camera. Obviously, you're moving down to feather. You're a fairly big super featherweight, so moving down to featherweight. How do you find that adjustment?
I found since the beginning of my career, my coach and my team been telling me I should fight at featherweight. I was making 100. I was making super featherweight pretty easy. No nutritionist, no weight cut, just making the weight. And everybody told me, you can make 26, you can make 26, you'll be a big 26. And after this whole injury that I had, it was like after this injury, I could say it was like a blessing in disguise. It taught me that things can happen, injuries can happen. I got to take my sport, my career seriously. So I said after this, I'm gonna go all in. I'm gonna do the nutritionist. I'm gonna do the diet. I'm gonna do everything right, and I'm gonna take this thing serious. And now you see, I'm walking around 135, 134 pounds. I'm right there. I'm 2 weeks out. I'm right there to make weight for 126 pounds. So, I feel like I'm gonna make a statement, and I'm gonna be the best 126 pounder the fans have ever seen.
Abram, talk to me about the 126-pound division, men. Is there anybody in particular you have your eye on?
I want all of them, but in particular, I really have Manuel Navarrete. He's a WBO world champion. He has a great pedigree. He has a great resume, and it will be amazing if I could get in there and stop all of that and become the new WBO world champion by beating the champion.
Now, I don't know whether you'll be tuning in or not, but there are some featherweight fights coming up for world titles over the next couple of weeks over here in the UK on Eddie Hearn shows. So this week we have Leeward versus Jukan for the WBA regular title. Just want to get your thoughts on that. If you know much about Lee, that is, what do you expect from that fight?
Don't really know much about him. Don't really follow them that much, but I feel like he's the favorite in that fight, so I feel like he should win. But I know also Kid Galahad should be fighting soon as well. So that's a fight I would like to have. So
something I could touch on, Kid Galahad versus Jazza Dickens takes place on August 7th, so the week before you fight. Again, you just mentioned there you'd like to face Kid Galahad. What would you make of a fight between the pair of you?
Well, me and Kid Galahad, it'll be a very technical fight. I feel like in the first half of the fight. But I feel like in the second half, I'll be able to take my pace and post my will and power and strength on them, and hopefully get a stoppage in the later rounds.
Another big featherweight fight happening over here in the UK again in September. Josh Warrington rematches Maurizio Lara, who stopped him in emphatic fashion last time and shocked the world. What do you make of a rematch between the pair of them? Do you think Josh will turn it around?
I think he would. I actually think he's doing a great preparation. I think he's gonna do the adjustments to come back and win this time.
Outside of Navarrete, then, as you mentioned, Kid Galahad, we speak about Josh Warrington. If you could list kind of the names who you'd like to face in order, who would you rank? How would you like to go?
Who I would like to face? No, I would like to face Navarrete first, Kid Galahad, and then Leo Santa Cruz, and then Gary Russell. That's the order I would like to face him. But in particular, whoever comes first. I know Manuel Navarrete will be easier because he's in top rank with me, and I'll be rated, in the top 3 by the WBO, so that fight could be easily made. But whoever comes first, I'm ready to fight.
Now, as you mentioned to me again just a few questions ago, you're walking around at the minute around 134, 135. I saw a tweet you put out a few days ago saying, who's got the faster hands? Is it me? Is it Ryan Garcia? Is it Gervonta Davis? And you said you'd stop them both.
Yes.
So do you feel one day you could move up to 135 and potentially face one of those guys?
Especially, yes. If I get a call to fight Gervonta Davis, I would take that call to fight him at 130, 135 at any given time, any given moment. I feel like his style is tailor-made for me, and I know I would knock him out. He is tailor-made for me, and any given night, I'm on my best. He's at his best. I will be the man leaving with my hands raised that night.
We saw Tank most recently at 140. Everybody would love to see him back at 135 just because obviously Teofimo Lopez, who you've sparred previously, and then you've got the likes of Ryan and Devin Haney, Vasyl, what have you, it's just a stacked division. But for yourself, looking at Tank, if you two were to meet, what would be the perfect weight? Would it be 130? Would it be 135?
Don't matter, whichever one he picks, 130, 135, I'll be a monster. I will beat him in any weight class. You go to 140, and I will beat him in any weight class. I feel like I'm the bigger, better, smarter fighter, and there's nothing he could do that could beat me.
And as we mentioned, kind of Teofimo, your past sparring experiences. Talk to me about that. What was it? What was that like sharing the ring with Teofimo, and what do you take away from it from the learning experiences?
Teofimo's an amazing fighter, amazing counter puncher, great power with both hands. I just going in there with somebody, with such great power and great skills, it makes you get better and better. My experience got a lot better training with him, my speed, my defense, my awareness, being there with him, having a training camp with him, not just one training camp, but 2 training camps with him. It made everything a lot better for me, and it helped me, upgrade my game, So a lot of respect to Teofimo Lopez. He's an amazing fighter, and he's here. He's undisputed for a reason.
I mean, just on the Teofimo front, away from what will happen with the Kambosos rematch, there was talk again of a potential Vasyl Lomachenko rematch, not rematch with.
Yeah.
Sorry, there will be talks about a rematch with Vasyl Lomachenko beyond a bout with George Kambosos. I should rephrase that. Just your thoughts, if they had a rematch, what would be your take on it?
A rematch with Kambosos?
A rematch with
with Lomachenko?
And Vasyl, yeah.
I feel like this time Lopez will knock him out. I feel like Lopez, you know, has his money, has his number. And I feel like this time Lomachenko's gonna come and try to fight him earlier, and that will be his mistake, because once you don't want to fight with a puncher. You don't want to exchange with a puncher. And once he does that, I feel like Lopez is gonna catch him and put him to sleep.
And then just the final thing I want to get your thoughts on, as we've mentioned, you know, your status with the WBO. I'm sure you're keeping an eye on those divisions in and around you. And Jamal Herring versus Shakur Stevenson is being spoken about. Again, how would you see that fight playing out if it is over? If it is made, it does get over the line.
Who, Jamal Herring?
And Shakur Stevenson.
That's a good fight. You know, that's a very good fight, to be honest. A lot of people think Shakur is gonna like blow him out, but it's gonna be a lot harder, a lot tougher than what Shakur thinks. Jamal Herring, he's big, he's tall, he's long, he has experience, and he's rough and he's rugged, he's tough. You know, so it's gonna be a tough night for Shakur. I feel like Shakur has the edge, but you know, don't get me wrong, I won't be surprised if Jamal Herring comes out with a W.
All right, Abraham, just before I let you go to enjoy the rest of your day, I want one final thing. I want a message to the rest of the featherweight, the super featherweight, the lightweight division, wherever you want to target. Just tell them what's coming for them.
For the featherweight division, Supernova's coming back. Like I said, it's not over till it's Nova. I'm coming to take over the division. Manuel Navarrete, you're my first victim. I'm coming to get that belt, and then I'm coming up to 130 to get those belts, and 135 to get those belts, and 140 and get those belts, and 147 I'm getting those belts, baby. So you guys gonna see me soon. I'm coming, baby.
Abraham, it's a pleasure to talk to you for the first time. I'm sure it will not be the last. Hopefully next time we can do an interview in person. Best of luck with the rest of your camp, and thank you for speaking to Boxing Social.
Yes, thank you, Boxing Social. Big shout out to Boxing Social. Thank you for the interview. I appreciate it. May God bless, and let's keep it going.